Now, if there is one thing that I learned from casting a lot of games in Bronze, Silver, and Gold League is that whenever there is a Protoss player present in one of those games, oftentimes the chances of him cannon rushing are very significant. For some odd reason, players at that level just absolutely adore building a bunch of photon cannons on the other end of the map. And I don't really know if it's going to be happening in this game either. Of course, I haven't seen it just yet, but here's the thing. There's not just a single Protoss, there is a second one on the other end of the map here as well. Spawning in the bottom left corner of Proxima Station, playing with the red Protoss pieces, currently in Gold League and going for a super early assimilator, so no cannon rush from him. He is known as Ambrose. And actually on the other end of the map, speaking of devil, I swear, this happens every single time. I give it like a 90% possibility or something of it happening, but regardless, we got a Silver League opponent playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He is known as Alex. I don't know though, it's such a common strategy, in particular in those leagues, and while Protoss versus Protoss may not be the best matchup for it, Alex doesn't care. He's building up himself the first pylon here already, second one as well, the third one, locking in that probe, because that probe cannot leave. That probe cannot leave. Now I think there's enough wiggle room to start creating a cannon right there as well, and I wouldn't be surprised that after, for example, the gateway gets cancelled or after it gets killed or whatever. Yeah, there is indeed enough room, by the way, to build a cannon there. But I don't think this probe is going to be able to leave for at least for another little while. In the meantime, on the other end of the map, Ambrose has already set himself up with a pylon there as well. So he is planning to proxy at the very least something. We'll keep an eye out on that, because I think for the earlier stages of the game, the gold level Protoss here is going to be preoccupied with something else. He's already mining a heck of a lot of gas, but here's the thing. This gateway will go down very shortly, and that does mean that indeed that photon cannon is going to be hitting away at it, and he's going to need himself a cybernetics core here very shortly if he still plans to proxy anything whatsoever on this end of the map. A new gateway did already go down. I would really like to see a cybernetics core here very shortly, because there's nothing you can really do to save that gateway here anymore. And indeed, we do see the cyber core follow up here as well from Ambrose. So indeed, that does mean that he's going to be reasonably okay. Now, if there's a second thing that I learned, right? Come to think of it, right? From any of these games that I've casted, is that generally speaking, people in like, you know, Bronze, Silver, and Gold League don't just commit to a cannon rush. They commit to a cannon rush. They go all out. And I wouldn't be surprised if Alex decides to continue this onwards. Yes, there we have it. More pylons. Build all the pylons, Alex. Build all of them. I swear, it happens every single time. He ends up cancelling one of them because he had no room to put up the cannon there. But regardless, Alex is making himself a nice little pocket to apparently start cannon rushing his opponent a little bit more here as well. And Alex indeed will be able to very shortly finish up another cannon inside of his opponent's main base. Now, I'm pretty sure if Ambrose would have gone for a Zealot, he would have been able to spawn it right in there, which would have been a brilliant little move. Regardless, though, apparently the best response to a cannon rush is to fight it with fire. Fight fire with fire is the best approach anyway, right? And if you can put up 2 cannons and your opponent only's got 1, then you should be in a reasonable choice. Of course, the Mothership Core going for the photon overcharge. Ambrose feeling confident here as well. There we do see that Mothership Core, but he says, looks warm in there in that tight little pocket, and indeed, the photon overcharge will be more than enough to get rid of that photon cannon as well as the probe there. So apparently, even though Alex committed very heavily here, he's not going to be able to achieve a whole lot, but he's going to be able to plant down his nexus here on the other end of the map just fine. I mean, Ambrose could go ahead and cancel that second cannon. Looks like for the time being, at least, he's not going to go ahead and do so. But very shortly, he will be able to pick up all of these pylons here on this side of the map. And at the same time, he's finally decided what kind of strategy he's going for. And he's building a robotics facility on the other end of the map. So while there were some cannons here in the earliest stages of the game, it doesn't really seem like it achieved a whole lot. Sure, it may have thrown Ambrose off just a little bit. But, you know, supply-wise, he's still reasonably ahead. And, of course, on top of that, he's got an even amount of workers here, as his opponent will be as well. Alex, actually, though, having that Nexus already halfway done, is actually in a pretty good spot. I mean, sure, he's not very far ahead when it comes to tech. He's gonna need to make sure that he gets himself some robotics units here very shortly as well, if he plans on defending this aggression here. But, of course, for the time being, he has absolutely no idea that this robotic facility is out there. And as a matter of fact, he is sending another probe out across the map, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking to figure out if there's maybe an expansion here up from his opponent as well. 4 gateways in total here for Ambrose. He's gonna be able to start maybe even going for a Warp Prism here if he wants to, because this is really all you can support off of a single base. Generally speaking, up to like 3-4 gateways is really all you can afford off of like a single base saturation. But he's also got himself a probe here in the natural, so maybe he's looking to go for the expansion here very shortly too. He's got himself the first robotics unit on the way in the form of an Immortal. So of course they are extremely good at knocking down rocks as well as buildings in general. And Alex really won't have any vision of this until those rocks are already done. He may be able to hear it, however, which sometimes is one of the things to keep in mind here. But there's 4 gateways done, and Ambrose should be able to start making a solid amount of units here very, very shortly. He's even mining 2 into a gas with having 20 on minerals, so he will be able to start getting a ton of income. And apparently Alex not quite done just yet. He's putting down 2 more random pylons here, baiting his opponent's probe to try and meet that cannon too, which apparently decided its fate. But now Alex will once more be capable. I mean, I guess he's just gonna start going here. Oh my god, did he just go for a 3rd Nexus? I didn't even realize that just yet. Anyway, regardless, he's gonna be able to counter rush his opponent's natural, sort of contain him from the inside out while establishing a 3-base economy, which on its own is a really good thought process. It's just that even though apparently Ambrose is warping in really slowly, there is a 2nd Immortal already out. There's a lot of Stalkers here ready to go, as well as a 3rd Immortal just about to join this fight. Look at that though. Oh my god, Alex, stop building so many cannons, dude. One cannon achieves the exact same as 4 of them right here. You don't need as much. Unless you want to try and kill your opponent straight up, which seems a little odd. You seem a little conflicted when it comes to your strategies here, because you got a whole lot of economy here already, but you can't really afford building any probes. Regardless though, I think Ambrose will decide to start... Oh my god, he got more cannons. He got more pylons here as well. Regardless though, Ambrose apparently is not gonna quite knock down the rocks just yet. He's queuing himself up with a 4th, like a 4th Immortal here too. He's still sitting on this single base expansion, contained with so many cannons. Alex, stop doing this, dude. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do? Like, make sure that your opponent goes for the cannon rush, or like, or like goes for the run by, or like, what's the plan here? Anyway, he's also decided that he wants to start warping in a couple of really slow Stalkers. But while they do finish up here eventually, I think I'm gonna have a difficult time against this fully charged Mothership Core, as well as everything else that's out on this end of the map. And Ambrose is doing just things, right? He's just trying to build as many things as he possibly can. And finally, while he finally established a reasonable amount of army supply for his sake, he's knocked down the rocks, and he's gonna be able to start fighting his opponent from the inside out as well. Surprise, surprise, Alex! Where are your units? What do you have? You got 2 Stalkers right here, and Alex immediately GG's. He says, well played. Really? I am pretty convinced, right? I haven't seen this game, but I am pretty convinced that this game did not take 8 minutes when I saw the replay timer. Alex, though, did say GG right as soon as he saw all of those units move in here, but he's not leaving. Is he pulling one of those Protoss tricks where he's GGing, but he's not leaving? And he's hoping that his opponent will go AFK, or did he just simply reconsider? I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, though, Alex is still doing a bunch of damage. He's building gateways on the other end of the map here as well. And while I guess he may be planning to try and kill his opponent from the inside out, somehow some way he managed to unpower the cannon that was, you know, the only really saving grace there. The Mothership Core still at full energy, and while he is losing all of his stuff on the other end of the map, he's also being really aggressive. So I would say, if he decided to leave, that would have been a really preemptive GG. There is still a full base mining here going on for Alex as well, but he just simply doesn't really have the army supply here. He doesn't really have the army supply to do a whole lot. At the same time, though, Alex does have 4 Stalkers, and that is going to be more than enough to get rid of all of these stuff. Apparently, they did now also just now kill the Mothership Core, with the red Protoss player not quite paying attention very closely to that. And while Ambrose apparently is going to be a merciful god and leave these units at the very least live to fight another, or he's going to use them to fight another day, he's moving down the ramp to kill the last Nexus here of the Protoss player in blue. Now, what exactly is the plan here? Because there are a bunch of probes here ready to go. Alex is also moving the rest of them across the map here. So maybe he's looking to, like, take his opponent's expansion. Ambrose asks, so, fake GG? Because he already assumed that this game was over, and apparently Alex changed his mind. That is so, like, man, that's so rude in a way. I mean, I understand that it, you know, it was a little bit of a preemptive GG, but, like, not leaving after GGing, and your opponent is more than likely gonna go ahead and sit back because he assumes he's won the game. It's kind of mean. It's kind of mean. Now, apparently, there is a Nexus that has been rebuilt, so Alex is indeed no longer revealed. That also, of course, means that Ambrose will be able to start moving across the map here, and he will need to get home. The thing is that while Alex... Oh my god, I think he's actually okay. While Alex was in a very scary position here previously, he's got all of these cannons on the top of his opponent's ramp, and I think this may very well be a saving grace. I mean, look at this. This is 4 cannons. Sure, there is a large army here as well, right? But Ambrose doesn't really know exactly what's going on. All he can see at this point in time is that there were a bunch of revealed units on the other end of the map, but he's got no way other than simply trying to power through the cannons right here at the top of the ramp to enter his old main base once again. And with this many zealots here and stalkers and whatnot available, I do indeed think that Ambrose has taken the correct approach here to try and get another expansion going. Here's the thing though, Alex has got 13 workers and his opponent only has got a single one. This hero probe will be the last of them because Ambrose doesn't even have enough here to produce another worker. Alex, however, has got this weird long distance mining sort of thing going on. I'm not entirely sure why he built. I guess he never planned to take this expansion. At the very least, I'm sure he did not. That is going to be a little awkward because his, you know, income is going to be higher than his opponent, but not quite as high as it could have been. I do like, though, that neither of these players seem to be using their all-army hotkey. The control maybe could have been a little bit better, but I think not using the all-army hotkey, like, for example, Alex realizes right now he's got a bunch of units still in the main base. It's a really good concept. And actually, wow. Whoa. The Protoss player right here is leaving his base unattended here for just a little while. And keep in mind, there is only a single probe here. It's got not enough minerals here. If it gets taken out, it's the last of it. That's the last thing. No, it doesn't return the minerals. There's 45 resources remaining here for Ambrose, and that means that Ambrose will not be able to produce another probe. That probe was idling here for like 10 seconds. It immediately had to pay for that. If it would have been capable of returning those 5 mineral patches, or the 5 minerals in total, it would have been in a brilliant position. Ambrose, however, does get caught with his pants down on the other end of the map, and he will end up losing all of it. Of course, he doesn't know that he stopped his opponent mining here permanently. But I don't know if Ambrose realizes it just yet either. He's apparently built a second Nexus here too. Not entirely sure what he's trying to achieve with that one. But either way, Alex is not really a... Oh my god, he's just gonna continue here. Are you kidding me, Alex? The overcommitment here. The miscommunication. Saying that you changed your mind about the good game. You're gonna just simply cannon up on the top of the ramp and start mining your opponent's base low? He has no clue that his opponent's base is not mining anymore, though. We are the only ones that are aware of this, as well as Ambrose himself. And apparently, I actually didn't even consider this. Apparently, he's gonna bust his own natural front door in. I guess this would be the front door of his natural regardless. I do hope you know I'm just messing around and I don't usually play this way, says Alex. Alex apparently apologizing for the 16 pylons he put in his opponent's main base, as well as the cannon rush. Alex, we all know you play this way every single game, Alex. Maybe not every single game, but at least the vast majority. We all know that, Alex. Don't worry about it. What's wrong with his way, though? I do agree with that. I guess it's a little less efficient. Apparently, Alex also helping knock down those rocks. But here we go. The red Protoss player has arrived. He's not attack moving. Attack move. Please attack move. There we go. He finally starts firing there. He kills one of his own stalkers on accident. I guess panic mode has been engaged as he's trying to micro back his units. Of course, zealots do deal more damage per second than stalkers do here as well. But that is some nice kiting there. Of course, 3 immortals is really all you need to start fighting these stalkers really efficiently. They're also very good at taking out buildings. And look at them. They just absolutely melt. And now the question is, are the cannons here in plentiful numbers to try and defend against all of this aggression? Alex decided to go for a ton of cannons in the earlier stages of the game. And while he may, you know, say that he didn't mean to play like this every single match, and while apparently he changed his mind about GGing early, I am pretty certain that he could have left. And indeed, he does say, now GG. Alex says LOL, Ambrose says GG as well. And with the last of the Nexuses falling and only a handful of buildings remaining, Ambrose eventually obtains the victory. What a fun game. Protoss vs Protoss is a rough matchup. Generally speaking, it's one of those matches where it's either like one player being caught off guard by a proxy oracle or the other just building up a bunch of cannons without the other realizing, or like, you know, Dark Templar ravaging a mineral line. This one was awesome. I actually had a hard time saying exactly who was ahead until the very last couple of minutes. I hope you had a good time watching this as well. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification as soon as I upload more. And while you're at it, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links are in the description. I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one.